The lights inside the America's Got Talent theater felt softer than usual that evening. They glowed gently like a warm sunset instead of a sharp spotlight. The audience spoke in quiet waves, their voices low and patient. Somewhere behind the stage curtain, a young Filipino boy stood very still, holding his breath as if the air itself might slip away if he moved too much. His name was Miguel. Miguel was only 13 years old, small for his age, with narrow shoulders and careful eyes. His hands were clasped together so tightly that his fingers looked pale. He wore a simple button-up shirt that had been ironed again and again by his mother in the hotel room. The fabric still smelled faintly of soap and hope. Backstage, everything felt big. The hallway stretched long and bright. Cables ran across the floor like quiet snakes. Crew members walked past with headsets and focused faces. For Miguel, it all felt unreal, like he had stepped into a dream that might end if he blinked. He could hear the judges through the curtain. Simon Cowell's voice was calm and familiar, sharp but curious. Howie Mandel laughed softly at something. Heidi Klum spoke in a gentle tone, and Sofia Vara's voice carried warmth and humor. These were names Miguel had only known from a small television back home in the Philippines. Now they were just a few steps away. Miguel closed his eyes. He thought of his home, a small house near the edge of the city. Thin walls that let in the sounds of motorcycles and rain. Nights when the power would go out, and the family would sit together in the dark. On those nights Miguel would sing, not loudly, just enough to fill the space between silence and fear. Singing had never been a plan, it had been a comfort. His father used to sit near the window and listen. His mother would stop what she was doing and smile without saying a word. Music was how Miguel spoke when he did not know how to explain things. But life had not been gentle. When Miguel was 10, his father became sick. Hospital visits replaced school trips. Worry replaced laughter. Money became something fragile, something that could disappear too fast. Miguel watched his parents grow tired in quiet ways. He learned not to ask for much. At night, when everyone slept, Miguel sang softly to himself. He sang to calm the fear in his chest. He sang to feel less small. One day a neighbor heard him. That neighbor recorded a short video on a phone. The sound was not perfect. The room was dim, but Miguel's voice was clear, steady, and full of feeling. The video traveled farther than anyone expected. It reached people who believed he belonged on a bigger stage. That belief carried him here. A stage manager gently touched his shoulder. "You're next," she said kindly. Miguel nodded. His throat felt tight. His heart beat fast but steady, like it knew what it had to do. He stepped forward. The curtain opened slowly. The stage lights welcomed him with quiet brightness. The audience came into view, a sea of faces waiting, watching. Miguel walked to the center of the stage. Each step careful, each breath counted. He stopped. For a moment, no one spoke. Simon Cowell leaned forward slightly. "Hello," Simon said. "What's your name?" "Miguel," he answered. His voice was soft but clear. "And where are you from, Miguel?" Simon asked. "I'm from the Philippines," Miguel said. The audience responded with gentle applause. Simon smiled just a little. "How old are you?" "I'm 13, Miguel replied. Simon nodded. "And why did you come here?" Miguel took a breath. "I came here to sing," he said. Then, after a pause, he added, "For my family." Something shifted in the room, not loudly, just enough to be felt. Simon looked at him closely. "Okay," he said, "whenever you're ready." The music began. It was soft at first, just a piano, slow and patient. Miguel closed his eyes. The world seemed to narrow until there was only sound and feeling. Then he sang. The first note floated out into the theater, pure and steady. It did not rush. It did not show off. It simply existed, strong and honest. The audience grew silent. Miguel's voice carried a depth that felt far older than his years. There was sadness in it, but also strength. Each word landed gently, like it had something important to say. Simon's expression changed almost immediately. His eyes widened slightly. His hand moved to the desk without him realizing it. Howie's mouth opened just a bit. Heidi sat very still. Sophia pressed her hand to her chest. Miguel continued. He sang about longing, about holding on, about light finding its way through dark spaces. His voice did not shake. It wrapped around the room, filling every corner with quiet emotion. 10 seconds passed. Simon stood up. The audience gasped. Before Miguel could even open his eyes, Simon slammed his hand down on the golden buzzer. The sound exploded through the theater. Golden confetti burst from above, raining down like sunlight. The crowd erupted into cheers, shouting, crying, standing to their feet. The music stopped, but the moment kept moving. Miguel froze. He opened his eyes slowly, confusion and disbelief written across his face. Golden pieces landed on his shoulders, his hair, his hands. He looked down, then back up as if asking if this was real. Simon walked onto the stage. That, Simon said, his voice louder now but steady, was one of the most incredible voices I have ever heard. Miguel's lips trembled. He tried to speak, but no sound came out. You didn't need time, Simon continued. You didn't need build-up. From the first note, I knew. The audience cheered again. Miguel covered his face with both hands. Tears slipped through his fingers. Backstage, his mother cried openly. Crew members wiped their eyes. Strangers hugged without knowing each other's names. Simon stepped closer. This is just the beginning, he said gently. Miguel nodded, overwhelmed. The judges spoke one by one, but their words blended together in Miguel's ears. All he could feel was the warmth, the acceptance, the sense that something had changed forever. Later that night, after the lights dimmed and the confetti was swept away, Miguel sat quietly in the dressing room. The noise had faded. The excitement had softened into something calm and real. His mother sat beside him, holding his hand. You did so good, she whispered. Miguel looked at his hands, still finding small pieces of gold stuck between his fingers. I just sang, he said. She smiled. Sometimes that is everything. In the weeks that followed, Miguel's life moved quickly. Interviews, rehearsals, messages from people all over the world. But inside he stayed the same quiet boy who sang in the dark. The pressure grew, but so did his confidence. When the live shows came, Miguel stood taller. He remembered why he sang. Not for noise, not for fame, but for connection. Each performance felt like a conversation, a shared breath. In the finals, Miguel sang again. This time his voice carried hope more than pain. The judges listened, the audience listened, the world listened. He did not win the competition, but he won something else. After the show, Simon met him backstage one last time. Never stop singing. Simon said. Miguel smiled. I won't. Years later, Miguel would return to that stage, not as a nervous boy, but as a confident young artist. He would remember the night everything changed in 10 seconds. And he would remember that sometimes the smallest voices carry the biggest truths. The theater lights would glow softly again, and somewhere a song would.